Question 4. The diagram below shows the life cycle of a plant. Let's begin by labeling those stages A, B, and C. We'll start with stage A. Stage A is the seed. What is stage B? Stage B is the seedling. And finally, what is stage C? Stage C is the adult plant. How do I know that this is an adult plant? What are those structures that I've circled? Those structures are supposed to be the fruits. Fruits develop on the adult plant. A life cycle is a series of repeated events with no start point or end point. But if you were to begin with the seed, what is the name of the process that the seeds must go through? The seed must go through this process that starts with the letter G. That process is called germination. And what are the 3 factors that are needed for germination? To help us remember, I use the acronym WOW. The seeds need water, oxygen, and warmth to germinate. Is light needed for germination? Light is actually not needed for the seeds to germinate. And the seed is going to germinate to form the seedling. What is that structure that I'm pointing at? Those are the true leaves. And what is the function of the true leaves? The true leaves contain chlorophyll to trap light. And what is that light important for? The light is used for photosynthesis for the leaves to make food. I'm going to use the symbol P for photosynthesis. So now the seedling is able to make its own food, and the seedling will be able to grow until it reaches the adult stage. In the adult stage, the plants develop fruits to reproduce. And what structure did the fruits develop from? The fruits develop from flowers. And 2 important processes must happen to the flowers for it to develop to become fruits. What are those 2 important processes? The flowers must go through pollination and fertilization to develop into fruits. And what's inside the fruits? The fruits contain seeds, which must go through dispersal before we begin stage A again. And the life cycle is going to continue and repeat itself. Now we are ready to take a look at the statements. We're supposed to look for statements about the life cycle of this plant which is false. The life cycle of this plant has 3 stages. If we begin with the seed stage as number 1, the next stage will be the seedling stage, number 2, and finally the 3rd stage, the adult stage. So this statement is true. Second statement, every seed of this plant has the same life cycle. Remember, the life cycle is a series of repeated events with no start point or end point. If you were to begin with the seed stage, the seed must germinate to develop to become a seedling, and the seedling is going to grow to become the adult plant, which will develop flowers and fruits, and the seeds in the fruit must go through dispersal, and the life cycle is going to repeat itself. So is this statement true? This statement is true for all seeds of this plant. Statement 3. Sunlight is needed at every stage of this plant's life cycle. Is that true? Do the seeds need light to germinate? No, the seeds do not need light to germinate. So this statement is false. Statement 4. The life cycle of this plant ensures the continuity of its kind. What do all organisms do to ensure continuity of its kind? All the organisms must reproduce, including this plant. And what do the plants do in order to reproduce? The adult plant develops flowers, and what 2 processes must happen to the flowers during reproduction? The flowers go through pollination and fertilization to develop to become fruits. So this statement is true. Remember, we are looking for the statements that is false. So that gives our answer as option number 3.